Hi, Linda Bowen here from StampingWithLinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today is Friday and tips and techniques, and boy do I have a fun coloring technique for you today. Learned this at the recent Stampin' Up! On stage, and I am just falling in love with it. I love the blends. I love the way they make me feel like an artist, but this is just so super simple to do. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a piece of basic white. I'm using my Parakeet Party Blend, and I'm just going to go in and scribble some color on. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Granny Apple Green and I'm going to add some darker green. Now, these do not have to blend. In fact, this kind of like really looks ugly. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of blend over them. It does not matter. We've got lines going on there. I'm going to go both ways with my blends, vertical and horizontal. Again, it's okay if they don't match exactly. I'm going to bring in my Memento pad and I'm going to randomly stamp those leaves. Now when you stamp over top of that blend, even though it does not look pretty, you get a very cool look when you die cut these out. So let me bring something that I have already done and had die cut out. Now you'll see that there is no border around that die cut because you have that blend. It's going to hold it up closer to the camera to see how pretty it is. I am using the Cottage Rose stamp set and using the flower dies, coordinating flower dies to cut them out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Pale Papaya and do the same thing, going in with Calypso Coral and coloring in between. Get really just scribbling is all I'm doing, scribbling back and forth. Gonna go the opposite way. Definitely have distinct lines in my coloring. I'm not blending real well, but when I take my flower and stamp over top of that, you can see that I have like a blended look. So even though it's uneven there, it's nice and even on the other side. Let me bring in a die cut that I've already done, and you'll see the difference. Here I just colored with the Pale Papaya and the Calypso Coral and cut it out with a die, but you'll see I've got a white border. But when you do this technique, it's nice and smooth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Memories and More card and envelope. These are just nice pre-cut and scored cards and envelopes. And I'm going to use the Go-To Greeting. I'm going to stamp the Just a Note, up at the top. And I see I got black on my fingers, so I've got a smudge on my card, but that, oops, and that didn't even stamp well. Let me see if I can grab another card. If not, I'm just going to go ahead and show you what I did. Was I had already die cut these so I could cover up my black. I will go in with my Stampin' Write marker and just color over that Just a Note. In fact, I'll do that right now. That's why it's so nice to have the Stampin' Write markers, because you can go in and correct your mistake if you do get an uneven stamping like I did with this. So another great technique. Let's go ahead and close that pad up. So I've die cut the flowers that I did with just that coloring technique. Going to burnish the edges so that my flowers just have some curves to it. Going to cover up that black. I'm going to go in and grab another big flower. Do the same thing. Burnish it with my blending brush. Or blending brush. That's a bone folder, Linda. Still having jet lag between my trip and COVID, I think. My brain is thinking less than it normally does. Let's just say that. So I'm going to take the smaller flowers that I did stamp with that cottage rose stamp and die cut, and we're going to use the smaller dimensionals and just kind of tuck them underneath like so. Maybe add another one down here at the bottom, and then we're going to bring in our leaves. Again, such a different look once you die cut these images. I'm going to bring in my green piece again that I colored with the blends. Look how uneven that looks, but look how cool it looks once you die cut it out. Just a very fun, fast way to add color to your projects. So now we're just going to take those leaves. I'm adding glue dots, and we're going to put our leaves underneath our flowers. Let's see if we can tuck that under the big one. There we go. And maybe another one at the top. So I'm calling it no color, no thinking color. How's that? But yet a beautiful looking card. We're going to go in and grab those brushed brass butterflies and add some of those to our card. Let's turn this one a little bit like so. And maybe one more up at the top. And there you have a very quick note card. Again, using those memories and more note cards and envelopes, so no cutting, no scoring, and no mess. Oops, no mess with our coloring. Hope you've enjoyed this great tip. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.